Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing another Tea with Nan at 12 o'clock on a Monday. I missed last week, so I'm really pleased to be here today, and the sun is shining and it's beautiful. As everyone would agree, we all feel better when we have a bit of sunshine. So I've got my sunshine cup today, and it says Happy Monday Hugs. This is what I want to help you feel today. I'm going to give you a happy Monday hug. Everyone that's on here and everyone that listens is going to have a happy Monday hug. And there's one person on here already, so it's nice to be back. I missed last week. There's a little story there I'll tell you in a minute of why I wasn't here. It's interesting. Yes, you never know what life's going to bring or give to you as a gift, do you? And last week I thought, oh, I'll do my tea with Nan as normal. So show yourselves on here. There's 2 people watching. I'll send you a big hug for Monday. Yeah, so what happened last week? Oh, Sue's on here. Hello, Sue. Oh, it's lovely that you're here. Thank you for being the first person on. Oh, no, there is only one Sue, but there's another person who hasn't said hi, so hi to you. You're not showing your name yet. So what happened last week? Well, that was interesting. My right knee swelled right up, and I thought maybe I'd twisted it or had a sort of an injury to it that I, must have it addressed. So I couldn't really, it was so painful, I couldn't have done a tea with Nan. So I ended up going to the hospital. Oh, hi, Kerry. Oh, happy Monday hugs to you, darling. It's nice, and thank you for the heart. So what did I do? I had to go to hospital, and oh, thank you, Sue. I'm sending you a hug too. And it turns out, I thought I'd just twisted it or had some issue, but it turns out I've got arthritis in my right knee. I was so shocked. How can I have arthritis already? So I thought, okay, I'll deal with that. Obviously, it's an inflammatory condition, and I, as a Reiki master, can help that condition. So I thought this is good practice for me, and to perhaps even do something like a workshop for people who suffer from inflammatory conditions like that. So I'm going to plan that for the end of the year, I think. So, or maybe September. Anyway, so something good will always come from something bad if you can look at it that way. And so when something happens to you that might disable you or might make you feel in somewhat afraid of not being in control of that situation, etc., we all are really. Sometimes, it happens to us. We think, what am I going to do? How vulnerable I feel with any situation that we don't want or we think we don't want in our lives. But, to be grateful to your body and to be grateful for this existence you have in this vehicle that you're traveling around in is really the key to help that maintain well-being. So today, and I've written this out before, I wrote this one for last week, but it's very relative. It's about self-programming with gratitude. And, people are so quick to complain about a situation or a condition they have or whatever they're feeling. And it's normal for us to try and do that because we try and work a way around that problem so we can solve it and we can be in control. Of course we do. So, but this is about feeling grateful as a boost, like a vitamin, if you like, emotional vitamin. That's quite nice. So I want to tell you a story. Many, many years ago, probably about 20 or more years ago, I made up this particular exercise that I love. And this time of year is really good to explore and express this, I live near the woods and I've got wood pigeons and I love wood pigeons. And everywhere I go, everywhere I've ever lived, I've always heard wood pigeons and always loved them because they're little cooing. They always coo 3 times, don't they? I absolutely love birds, especially the wood pigeons. I love your singing the other day, says Sue. Oh, thank you, darling. That's lovely. It's my hobby. It's really nice. I like to sing locally for the Garker Street Band, and basically wonderful, wonderful charity band. And I just love it. I love it. It's my hobby. Little Nan likes it. Thank you for saying so, darling. That's lovely. Obviously, I shall let you know more about where the future gigs are, so you can join in and sing along. So going back to my favourite thing about pigeons, when they make that sound, and I might even use a reference to what Susan's just said, I love singing, so I might be grateful for the fact to have the opportunity to sing some beautiful songs to people. That might be a gratitude thing I feel randomly, just coming into my head out of nowhere. So thank you for that suggestion, for that idea, Sue. But if I'm listening to a pigeon going, even if I'm talking to you now on here, and a pigeon sort of makes that sound, that lovely cooing sound, part of my brain is conditioned from actually to feel grateful for three things. It coos three times. I have three things randomly that will pop into my head. And because I've been doing this for years and years, it happens without me even really thinking about it. Oh, hi, Val. It's lovely that you're here. Thank you for being here. Look, I'm using my cup you gave me, Val. Happy Monday hugs. Isn't that beautiful? It's actually the really nice colour as well. Sunshine colour. So thanks, Val, for that. So yeah, so every time I hear a pigeon, or they usually talk to each other, don't they? So you get the first one that makes that three sound, that three cooing sound, and I'm doing three random popping into my head things to be grateful for. I'm so grateful for this or that, or whatever seems to be around me, and grateful for things we take for granted. And then the other pigeon will like respond to that, and before you know it, you might have several pigeons talking to each other, and there's me doing one gratitude after another until they stop. How random is that? It's lovely, isn't it? It's a really nice thing to condition your mind with, because your synapses, pathways of thought. Well, when you're doing this particular exercise, and it doesn't have to be a pigeon, it could be anything. I'll get to that in a minute. For me personally, it's a pigeon because I happen to love pigeons. But okay, so I've now programmed myself to feel three things in my mind, in my body, to be grateful for, and more if they talk to each other. I love the randomness of it. It's great. So that automatically boosts your immune system. That's your green chakra here. The immune system will be boosted every time you think of something to be grateful for. When you're complaining about something, you actually take down your immune system. If you're around people who are complaining, you're going to have that immune system compromised. So it's good to not listen too much to people who complain, or change the subject to something quick, or just get out. You need to basically be grateful for everything, even if there's things not to be grateful for around you, things that you're feeling sad about or sorry about or afraid of, whatever, conditions and situations. The way to give your energy a chance to attract better things into your life is to be grateful, because you're in a higher place. Your emotional balloon is higher than it was, and you're telling your subconscious mind that something good is happening to you. So when you're grateful for anything, it could be anything random. Your body, it could be your eyesight, it could be your hearing, it could be anything at all. The sun that shines on the tree, or the flower that's just opened, or the pet that's just climbed onto your lap, whatever. Be grateful for any little thing that's around you, and you're fixing that pathway of thought into a rigid, nice place to be. Every time you see that stimulus around you, you sort of then naturally feel good. So that will naturally put you into that place of feeling, I've got good things happening to me. And that's going to be good for your body, for your mind, for the people around you, and very, very good for attracting more good things into your life. Because whatever we focus on, we attract more of that. So it's very important that we find a way of fooling our subconscious, because we don't know what's going on down there. We might be thinking, oh, we're fine on this 5% consciousness, I'm getting this done or that. But how do we know what's under here? It might be some sadness or some disappointment or some self-judgment or something that can compromise your immune system. So, I mean, I had a cold last week, and I'm thinking, tail end of it today, I'm fine now. But I had those things to be feeling sorry for. My knee had arthritis. I wasn't feeling very good. So I had to boost my immune system. So every time I went out in the garden, every time I heard the bird, talking to each other, I would definitely boost my immune system by doing it. And very quickly, your body responds to it. So it was a lovely sound for me. It doesn't have to be a bird. It could be, some people like, just looking at nature every day. They walk the dog. Maybe when they pass a certain tree, they think of three things. It could be anything at all. One person I've got, one of my clients, I said, right, okay, you're always in the car. Every time you get to traffic lights, when you get to a red traffic light, think of three things every time. She goes, I can do that. I said, yeah, anything at all. So could be the fact she's even got a car or a job to go to, or someone that loves her, or anything at all. So what would you like to be grateful for? Let it just be random, because the random things you'll think, yeah, actually, you'll surprise yourself. You know, I'm grateful to my body for working, even though there were some parts of it that wasn't working last week. My knee's a lot better now because I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful to the other knee for working and for my body trying to fix itself. I'm grateful to the Reiki. I'm grateful for my friends, support, everything. Emotional gratitude, physical gratitude to your body, emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever it is that's around you, be grateful for, because gratitude is really good for you. And most people know that already. And one client of mine said, oh, I like to do this every night. When I go to bed, I think of 3 things that have happened to me that I'm really grateful for. Now, that's a nice thing to do because it puts you in a good place to go to sleep, doesn't it? So have a little go at that maybe, or find another thing, another stimulus around you that you probably have every day. And it's good to do it every day because then, as I say, you're programming your mind to be grateful every time you see, hear that thing that's around you. So what would it be? What could you have? It could be every time you make a cup of tea. It could be every time you brush your teeth. It could be anything at all. Your body is going to respond with less stress, less worry, and it does help as a tonic for the whole body. And immune system is so important right now. We need to make sure we're all in a good place because that's how we're the best version of ourselves, isn't it? When we're ill or when we're not feeling good, we feel sad. It's not good for the family around you. It's not good for you. And it's only self-perpetuates, doesn't it? If you're feeling sad or whatever you're feeling, and perhaps the negative, then you're not going to actually feel the best part of yourself. You're going to attract more of that if you indulge in it. So if we can just take our minds to a nice place for a moment and don't overthink what comes into your head, think of random things we take for granted. You know, my eyesight was threatened quite a few years ago, and I thought, oh my goodness, I might have detached retina, and there was loads of issues with that. I was so grateful that my eyes were fine. I love looking out and seeing, and things that we take for granted, that we hear the birds, that we can walk, that we can, anything at all that you have that's working for you, be grateful. Be grateful for it. It's so good for you. It keeps you young. It keeps your body working well. It helps to fight off illness and imbalance. That's what you're really after, to value the vehicle you're traveling around in. So what have I got here? So how could you hook that intention into something you're doing every day? As I say, make it a routine thing you do, so that, or hear or see, maybe when you walk the dog, maybe when you, and any action at all, really. I mean, cups of tea, I don't care. Whatever you feel that you would like to do as a reminder to think of 3 things. Now, one person I know, she actually programmed it on her watch to go off, her alarm on her watch, to go off every hour. And every hour she was going to think of 3 things to be grateful for. And that worked beautifully, especially if you're suffering at the moment, guys, with any inflammatory condition or any problem that's compromised your immune system. Maybe just think of 3 things every hour. Maybe just have that stimulus as your watch, or every time you look at the watch, I'm going to think of 3 things right now, and make them anything, as I say, random, because you'll be surprised. You'll be it's a nice feeling when you're sort of randomly thinking of things around you that you have taken for granted. It could be the food in your cupboard. It could be the clothes that you wear. It could be the car you drive. It could be the people in your life. What is it that you're grateful for? Don't think about what you're not grateful for, because that isn't going to serve you at all. But the randomness of this is so lovely. It's kind of good. It will surprise you. Your inner child is in charge of this, and it could be anything simple, and it could be bigger things too. They're all good. So what have I got on my board? Yeah, the traffic light ones is quite good for some people. Maybe use that when it's red, of course. You're concentrating. Hook this idea into something you're doing every day. And maybe if you can't, maybe just think of 3 things at night. You know, it's very, very important that we are grateful and we put ourselves in that peaceful place. And it occurred to me today about how people still do sometimes in some parts of the world. They say grace, don't they? And I'm not saying this in a religious way, but it doesn't matter where you're coming from on this, but if you're grateful for the food you're about to have, then your digestion will work better. And your immune system is boosted, as I say, from that gratitude feeling. it was no mistake that every time people are grateful for what they've got, whether it be the food on their table or whatever, they're going to boost their whole body and their mind and attract more. Isn't that lovely? So it just occurred to me that that's when we're grateful for our food, or the water in our taps, we take that for granted. The light we might have, the electric, we're grateful for those things. We are going to feel good, and feeling good is where you need to come from. So find something for yourself, and maybe even let me know what it is that you do that hooks it into a gratitude place. Maybe 3. You can do more, as I say. When the birds talk to each other in the trees here, I end up doing perhaps 15, 20 if they're in a good mood, and I'm gonna feel good, aren't I? So let me know. Perhaps go to my email, nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk, and just let me know what you've done to hook that intention in every day, and do it as often as you feel like you need to. Okay, because that would be lovely to get your feedback, because when I eventually write a book, I'm planning to do when I have more time, will be about how we can use these exercises and how they can work for each other. So you're helping other people if you come back with some lovely feedback, or perhaps tell me next week. Okay, I've got a couple of things here. Tea with Nans. If you go onto my YouTube account, Nancy Finch YouTube, my website's no longer here, no longer available, but don't worry, everything I've done is all on YouTube and here on Facebook. Facebook land. Oh, hi, Susan. I've just seen your name pop up, darling. Oh, it's lovely. I've got a lot of Susans on here today. So the tea with Nan I want to reference today is attitude of gratitude. It's very similar to what I'm talking about. This is about how I'm using pigeons, and how perhaps the sound is a good reminder for me. It's what they call an external context cue. That means you put you into a place of response when you hear, see, feel something, okay? So your brain is already conditioned. So this is a nice one to go with it. Attitude of gratitude is the 1st of the 8th, 22. So you can find that on YouTube, okay, if you feel like you want to. There's another one. Where is it? Stop complaining. Yes, we need to stop complaining, because it's really bad for your immune system. So that's on the 30th of the 10th, 21. And then the last one I'm going to reference here is the Nan Talks, which is again on YouTube. They're slightly different from these, as you know. They're more exercises on their own, and that just says gratitude. Again, you're getting it from 3 sides, so you're getting maybe some things I will repeat, but you can't have too much of that. It may be just a different attitude at the time. So gratitude is the 16th of the 10th, 24 on the Nan Talks. Give that a little go if you want to listen to more. And there's 2 things I really want to share with you. Okay, first one is, I know you've seen this before, because I channel through symbols that are good for you to intend. Intention's everything. So if I was to draw the gratitude symbol, it's a really nice symbol. I'll show you. It goes this way like a G. It's just a symbol of intention, and it tucks you into a nice, safe place. I am grateful in this place. I am. Gratitude. I am grateful in the place that I'm in right now. You could make that into an affirmation if you want. So take a breath and just bring that energy into an intention. I'm grateful in the place I am right now. Nice. And that's another way of helping your immune system to be great, just by setting that intention, okay? It might make it easier for you to think of things to be grateful for, because sometimes people have trouble finding things to be grateful for. Perhaps they've grown up with people who don't do that, and they think of things that they're not grateful for, things to complain about. We all have someone in our family, don't we, that will want to complain. I mean, a lot of people I see, they say that it was a condition that people used to do when they're old, you know, way back. You know, they were taught how to complain so they can fix it. This isn't right, we're going to sort this out. But while they're doing that, yes, sort things out, but don't complain about it. Just do it. Because if you complain, you're causing that immune system to go down, and your brain to expect that something isn't good in your life. And that, of course, you're going to attract more of it. 17 seconds of feeling that will attract more of it into your life. It's true. That happens to be the magic number. So you don't really want to be thinking too much along the lines of what's wrong, so much as I'll do what I can, and I'm grateful for the things I have around me that I do have, that does work for me. Okay. Thanks, Val, for popping your name on here. See it several times now. So look around you for something you can hook that intention into. You know, just be aware of what you have, not what you haven't got. Because that is very, as I say, very good for you. Let's all be grateful. Let's all have that feeling of happiness and satisfaction that we're looking for. Because the irony is that we think that that's going to make me happy and this is going to make me happy. And when I have that or that. But, you know, it's not necessarily the point. When you're not grateful, I'll give you an example. When someone's not grateful for where they live or the job they're in, they're not grateful for that. That's not making me happy. If you could find the good things about that job and about that house and about that situation, you're actually going to help yourself to attract more of what you want into your life. So to get the job you want, you have to be grateful for the job you have. And that puts you in a good place. And then you can think about the job you want. And ironically, more likely to have it or to attract it into you, into your consciousness. So be grateful for what you have. Be grateful if you're on your own and you want a partner. Be grateful for the time you spend on your own. Those things are going to help you to raise your energy up and to bring you into a place of more intention with a higher vibration of self. So I think that's more or less everything, except for one thing I want to show you that I really love. And here it is, okay? So this is called the body. I know it's the wrong way round here, but I want you to, perhaps I'll show it here and you can sort of turn it round in your own mind later, but I'll read it to you, okay? And maybe you can rewind this and write it out, okay? If you want me to send a picture of this to you, email me, nancyfinch.co.uk, and I'll send you a picture of this, okay? Written as it is here, okay? This affirmation I wrote many years ago, or my guides gave to me, is 20 years old. It's the very first one I ever wrote because I was always not really appreciating my body. I was very self-criticizing, really. So I'm going to read you this as a little gift. And maybe just remember to be grateful to your body. Be grateful what the situation you're in is teaching you something, giving you something. So I'm going to read this particular one out to you. It's called the body. Love this body that carries your soul. Value and respect it. Pay attention to its needs and stay grateful to it. Be humbled by its vulnerability, but do not be afraid of its disabilities and restrictions. We can overcome them with the unconditional love we show ourselves. I wrote that in 2006. So love this body that carries your soul. Don't pick on it. Don't have a go at it. It's not good enough here or there. Love it, because love is going to heal you. Value and respect it. Maybe we need more sleep. Maybe we'll give ourselves more care and attention, okay? Stay grateful to it. Be humbled by its vulnerability. It is a vehicle that needs care, you know? Do not be afraid of its disabilities and restrictions, because fear is not good for you. It attracts more to be fearful of. So that's another nice reminder. Don't be afraid. You've got to trust it. You've got to do what you can with this vehicle, okay? This vehicle you're traveling around in. We can overcome them with the unconditional love we show ourselves. That unconditional love is care, love, affection for yourself. Gratitude for every part of you that is working, not the bits that aren't, or the bits you don't like, or that are aging, or they're not behaving in the way they should. Be kind to yourself. Be grateful. And let's self-program. Let's be aware that as we are hooking that intention of gratitude into something that's around us, we are actually really helping ourselves to stay well. And even 20 years later, the pigeons, every time I hear them, that for me is a feeling of, oh, life is good. I'm so grateful for ABC, whatever it is. And you can say, by the way, before I go, you can say the same things over and over and over again. If you don't have to have a whole different array of things to be grateful for, if you're just generally grateful for, say, 3 things, and they're the same 3 things every day, that's still going to work, okay? So you've got your symbol, the gratitude, lovely. You've got your ideas. You can listen to the talks I've referenced, and just perhaps look out or look around you or look in the mirror, you know, or look at your body. What are you grateful for? And stay grateful, because that is going to help you on the inside, and it's going to help you and everyone around you and what you attract. Okay? Right. Time's much done again. I am back next week, and I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, but please come back to me on nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk on my email. If you want to talk to me, or if you want this, perhaps I can send it to you. I can send you a little image of it. Or if you want to tell me how you are hooking in your intention to something around you, that would be great. So have a little think about that and let me know either on email or let me know next week how you got on with this exercise, okay? You will program, and years later it will still be programmed, just like it is for me. 20 years ago, I made this up for myself, and I'm very grateful. There's another one. I'm very grateful to be able to use it. Whenever I hear these pigeons, I just use that as my external context cue to give me a feeling, to promote more of that good feeling. Great. So thank you guys for listening. Please share this. You never know who it might help to, especially on a Monday, to boost them, to make them feel physically, emotionally better. You know, perhaps the best version of themselves while they hear it, and to be inspiring. That's what I plan to be. Use your gratitude every day. It's okay to be grateful. It's very, very important for our bodies and our minds. Right, give yourselves a big hug, everybody. Big hug and namaste love to everyone that's listening. And as I say, please share this. It's good for you. It's good for them. Lovely. Take care, everybody. Lots of love, and I shall see you next Monday. Take care. Bye, everyone.